can skip this video if getting good marks is not on your mind. You can skip this video if you think that getting a great career is not on your agenda. Hi, my name is Nirjang Lama and welcome to Inspiria Knowledge Campus. When somebody will ask you this question, what's your study plan? Your answer would be, it depends. And yes, it does, because we will analyze our situation, we'll look into the environment, and based on the situation, we'll come up with our plans. And that would be our study plan, and it will completely depend upon a given situation. But the question is, why do we study? Why do we even need to study in the first place? Well, number one, because we learn something new. Number two, it quantifies our skills. Number three, it helps us earn some good money. And at the same time, we learn great new avenues and dimensions of how things happen in this real world. But there are distractions. That is the dilemma. Three dilemmas. Dilemmas, dilemmas, and dilemmas. We are in a distraction because we want to study, but we are not able to study. There is something that keeps taking us away from our focus. There is something that tells us, hey, don't study. Let us do something else. You have Netflix, you have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have everything on the social media. These bits and bits of entertainment, excitement that keeps gripping us and then taking us away from our actual motive of what is to do, that is to study, right? We need to study. We need to create this environment for all of us, but then we are scared. So what we need to do to work with all these dilemmas that we actually have is to have on these 5 to 6 things that I'll share with you, and that will help us to focus on how do we go about studying in a very focused manner, studying to earn great scores, study to learn, study to grow, study to prosper, and study to help others and to make this world a better place for you, for me, and for the entire human race. Number one, what you need to do in order to get your focus back to study when you don't feel like studying is to rear the fear. Put your fears behind. The reason why we run away from studies is because we are scared of the result. We are scared of what will happen. How will our grades end up? What kind of marks will we have? We got to put the fear in our back. We got to be tough on ourselves, boys and girls. You have to be very, very friendly with the word failure, because failure, it only means some unfinished success. It does not mean a roadblock. It just means that there is still much more to do. There is still an opportunity. There is still a chance, and we got to capture on that. We have to rear that fear. We have to put that fear behind our mind. Number two, what we need to do is divide and rule. Now that you want to sit down and study, now that you're not scared anymore, but what is happening is there is so much to study, and then you don't know where to start from. So all you need to do is just break down your syllabus, break down into small chunks, because when you eat in smaller chunks, it makes much more sense as well. Whether it's food, whether it's good times, whether it's studies, when it comes in small quantities, it creates great packages. So please make sure you divide and rule. You put all your syllabus and create the number of days that you have, and then you divide them and you see how much of content is that you need to finish on a daily basis, and then you move on to that. But make sure you keep your plans very specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Do not do anything that will stress you up, again, because we got to put the fear in the rear. Number three, what you need to do, boys and girls, is to crumble the jumble. When you sit down to study, you need a very good place, a neat and tidy place, a place with a good ambience, something that looks, feels, smells good at the same time, because that is what keeps our focus on a target. Otherwise we get distracted. There will be several deviances, and we have to work on these deviances. So please, first thing that you do is take a shower. That is very important. Make yourself absolutely clean, smell good. Put on a deodorant, put on some makeup, make yourself look nice, get that good feel inside you. And what is very also important is that you then clear up your table. Whatever jumble that you have, all the jumble of work that you have in the table, you crumble it all up, you remove it. That has to be non-existent in that place, all right? Then what you need to do is you need to implement and complement. Once the fear is done, once we have divided and we have assorted and categorized our syllabus, once we have sorted out our mess, the jumble, we have crumbled all it up, we then implement and complement. Then we have to sit down and tell ourselves that, hey, I have to study. This is very, very important. Trust me, you got to be very, very hard on yourself. You have to snap out of your limitations mindset that tells you you cannot do it. Because when you study and you don't think, then it's a waste. But if you think and you don't study, then that's dangerous. So make sure that you implement and at the same time compliment yourself. Tell yourself that, wow, I have completed this amount of portion and this is much more to go. Look at all that you have done, and that would give you the sense of achievement, probably even pride at the same time. And that would boost your ego, your confidence, and that would motivate you to just another level. But very important, ladies and gentlemen, is also the next point where you think about the time. So rhyming the timing, that's very, very important, because you'll have to figure out that how much time do you have left in yourself. What are you? Are you a morning person? Are you an evening person? Are you an afternoon person? Or are you a night person? Figure that out. See which subjects turns out to be more interesting at what point and part of the day or of the week for that matter. Maybe have like a day for a subject. Maybe make it more interesting. M for Monday, M for maths. You can actually do it that way. And it could go on, and then you can create your own small little plan, little cat and mouse story about your studies, and you can actually implement that. But you got to make sure that you have that timing in your head. That is very, very important. The timing is very important, because we have to understand that tide and time waits for no man, and we all know that, right? So don't worry. So put your fear behind, divide your syllabus, clear up your mess, implement your plan, compliment yourself, and then make sure that you rhyme on the time yourself. It is very important that you work on these phenomena and these formulas. That will help you to study much more better. Work hard, boys and girls. This is the only time that we actually have to prove ourselves, to prove our worth, and we got to move ourselves. There will not be an easy way out, but there'll always be a smart way out, and that's exactly what you need to do. Work so hard that your signature one day becomes an autograph. So with that, I would like to take a break from you, and I wish you all the best. And as what we say in Hindi, that mehnat aapki, rahmat uski, aur pyar hum sabhi ka. Wish you all the best, and may the force be with you. Thank you very much.